Peace. It's Equality Fragrances coming to you from PG County, Maryland. Welcome to my cipher. A cipher is a person, place, a thing within my circumference. The understanding of my cipher is peace. For all those new to the channel, those who've been supporting me since day one, I humbly appreciate all the support you have given me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Head over to IG, link will be in the description, and follow me there. I post everything on IG. Some first impressions, reviews. IG is my hub because it just doesn't take much for me to upload stuff. So if you want to see what I have in my collection, or even see some things that you might come in my inbox and say, hey, can you review this next? That's a good place to contact me or reach out to me is IG. And again, link will be in the description. With that being said, come on in, sit down, and let's build. Today, I will be doing my first impressions on a fragrance I've had for over a month now. I've had these fragrances for a while. Well, the bottles I had maybe about 3-4 weeks ago, but I had some samples probably 2 weeks before release date. Y'all already know, seen the description. This is for Kilian's Roses on Ice and Kilian's Angel Shares. So I'm gonna give you my first impressions on these fragrances. I've already primed them. I have not put them on skin. I don't know what they smell like, so I'm gonna give it to you. And whenever I do my full review, because these are fragrances I had 2 weeks prior to release, I'm gonna be, when I do my full review, I'm gonna be doing a giveaway of 2 Kilian authentic samples of Angel Shares and Roses on Ice. So make sure you subscribe, have your alerts on so you know when that drops. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about and look at the presentation on Angel Shares. So with Angel Shares, and with both of them, you have a box. It opens up like so. And most of y'all probably already seen them because people have reviewed it. I didn't want to look at anybody reviews because I didn't want to be tainted. At the top of it, you probably can't see because of the light. There you go. You have K. So that's attention to detail. You have Angel Shares, and this is a tumbler glass. So it looks like a tumbler glass with whiskey in it. Tumbler, not a whiskey glass, no such thing. This is a tumbler glass. A plastic top, loose, you can't pick it up from the top. And like with all Kilians, this is a screw top. So at some point, they're gonna be refillable. If you haven't ordered or had a Kilian before, all their fragrances are refillable bottles. That way you don't have to keep buying the bottles, and the refills are a little bit cheaper. So that's Angel Shares with Roses on Ice. It's the same detail, but this looks clear, more like a gin. Same plastic top. Well, this one's actually staying on a little bit better than my Angel Shares. But that's your presentation for Roses on Ice and Angel Shares. Okay, let's go ahead and get right down to it and put these on skin. First, we're gonna do Angel Shares. Now, this is supposed to be a boozy gourmand fragrance. Notes, I believe you get some praline, some vanilla, some oat, some tonka bean, and cognac, I believe is what this consists of. You can almost smell it. One spray is all I need. Nice atomizer. Okay, I can smell it off here. It's really projecting. Okay, my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts is, this is nice, but it smells exactly like the notes read it. This is not a overly boozy fragrance, so this isn't like apple brandy. I've smelled boozier fragrances like apple brandy, single malt, and even Straight to Heaven Extreme, which to me is more boozier than this. But the cognac is there. You're getting a lot of smoky oak. That tonka bean is almost like almondy, vanillic. And then, of course, you have the praline, which is like a chocolatey, caramel, nutty kind of scent. Overall, this is good, and you get cinnamon, of course. Cinnamon is the predominant note on this fragrance. This is good, but to be totally honest, and this is just my first impression, this is rather basic. And the reason I say it's kind of basic, and basic doesn't mean bad, it just means I've smelt a typical DNA with this before. It's not overly unique. And that's not a bad thing. But if you have Ombre Narguilé, if you have Wojan, if you have Ombre Tabac by Daniel Hozier, if you have sometimes Dates Delight, although the dates are really heavy in that. If you have especially Armani Privé's Ombre Eccentrico, which I own, heavy in cinnamon, then you kind of smelt this DNA before. It works. If I was gonna come up with like a top 10 holiday scent, this would definitely be in my top 3, give or take. Now, although I say it's similar to Ombre Narguilé, Ombre Eccentrico, Ombre Tabac, Wojan, the question is this better than those? I don't know. I don't know just yet. I have to see, but I like it better than Wojan a little bit. They kind of go in different directions. But overall, it's not a bad fragrance. It's mass pleasing. This will be highly complimented, and it's just gonna work. People, when they smell this, they gonna love it. But to me, in honesty, it's a cinnamon, boozy fragrance, Ombre Narguilé-ish, heavy on the cinnamon. We'll see how it transitions. A little bit more smoke. Like that oak is very prominent in here, so it's almost woodsy, smoky. But it's nice. It's a nice scent. It's nice. It's not overly boozy, because I've been on a hunt since I've smelled Couté by Unique Luxury to find like the best boozy fragrance. And I think I found my grail. I'll discuss that in another video. But as far as Kilian's Angel Shares, if you're a person who really doesn't like overly boozy scents, this would be okay. This would be nice. So that's my first impression with Angel Shares. Let me put Roses on Ice and come back to this and see if it develops some. Okay, let's do Roses on Ice. You can smell that in the air too. Oh man, that's refreshing. So this is refreshing, clean, cold. So I don't know how they created the molecules for this fragrance, but it literally, it's hard to really say. It gives off like a icy feeling to it. Ice has no smell, but it gives off this cold gin drink. I believe Kilian said this is inspired by his wife's favorite drink, which is this gin kind of fragrance. I haven't had that gin fragrance, so I can't speak to the authenticity of both of these smelling the same, but you get a nice, this is powdery. I believe you get some cucumber, it's heavy in here. I believe you get some lime or bergamot up top. Of course you get rose. Of course you're gonna get juniper, because that's where the gin accords coming from. Some musk, some sandalwood. This is a clean, refreshing, soapy scent. So is this feminine or unisex? To me, that's hard for me to answer, because I just don't see gender in fragrances. If you're a Burt Reynolds, smoking cigars to the butt and drinking straight whiskey, this might not necessarily be for you. If you're not really a rose person, because rose it's clean, it's refreshing, a little powdery from the musk. If that's not your cup of tea, then this won't be for you. For me, I'm gonna be honest, and I might be in a minority. I like Roses on Ice better than I like Angel Shares, and that doesn't mean Angel Shares is a bad fragrance, but I like this way better. In the spring and in the summer, this is going to bang. I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this. Now, hopefully we're done with the COVID, but people will say, where would you wear this to? Listen, if you're one of those kind of people who just sit in the house all day, you don't go to any events, you don't go out, yeah, this might not necessarily be for you, because you ain't that kind of outgoing personality. But if you're the type who goes to like a wine festival, I know we had one in Upper Maryland, Ligonor Wines. They have like a reggae fest. You go to an all-white day party. DC has a lot of all-white day parties. You go on somewhere that's really like you're wearing a nice blue custom suit, maybe a white shirt, no tie with a pocket square. I can see you wearing this. It's not going to be offensive. It's just going to flow. And the reason why I say this is good in spring and why I say most fragrances are situational, because in the spring, it's not just about the aroma of the fragrance. It's also about how the outside smells mixing with your fragrance. If I think about going downtown DC to the Rose Garden or going to the Cherry Blossom, you're smelling all that in the air. And when you walk by somebody and this gives a good sillage, you're going to smell absolutely amazing. I like this. This is going to get burned for me. Again, if you want them kind of people who don't really do nothing, you don't really go nowhere, or you just be with your wife and kids and you just sit in the house all day and, you know, go to work and come home, this might not be for you. I'm going to be honest. But this is a unisex scent. Women, don't be afraid of this. Men, don't be afraid of this. I also think Angel Shares is a unisex scent. I like what this is doing, but again, it's cinnamon heavy. It's a little woody, smoky. That oak is there. The cognac has died down, and the praline is there. This is also unisex. So a fragrance, like I said, like Wojan and them, with maybe a little bit of by the fireplace is how I would describe this. But it's a good scent. It's just basic to me. Rose on Ice, I like this a lot more. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give both of them an 8. I give this an 8. I give Rose on Ice an 8.5. Both are good fragrances. I believe a 50 ml is around $190. Looking at tax, you're gonna pay about $200 for a 50 ml. So if you already own Wojan and you don't like spending a lot of money on fragrances, you will have to see financially if these two fragrances are something you actually need in your collection, because it may be a bit redundant. But for me, I'm not ashamed of these purchases. I'm happy with these purchases. I'm going to give them some more wear. I'll do a full review, and when I do my full review, a lucky subscriber will get 2 lucky subscribers will win authentic samples of both fragrances. Again, that's Angel Shares and Rose on Ice. That's my first impression of these fragrances. Not bad, not bad at all. So with that being said, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I'm gonna try to post a little bit more and I'll be back. So I'm gonna leave you the way I greeted you, and that's in the universal language of peace.